called in
to Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash and tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Brews.
and brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Well, I'm hearing myself. Let me mute that. Oh, I don't have the option to. Oh, there's the chat. There we go. Chat. All right, we're gonna try that again. Are you ready, Nick?
I am.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Nick, we have a surprise guest today
We do.
who we know very well. That is the eye candy, Mr. Michael Benson himself. Him and I were talking, and he's like, "What are you guys going to talk about tonight?" And I'm like, "We're going to bitch up a little bit about sports before we get into one of our favorite episodes of the year." I say that a lot. We're going to do Reddit questions because we love talking about Reddit questions. But first off, what are you drinking?
So, as always, guys, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you joining us. What am I drinking? Dealing with some stomach issues. Eating like a bunch of acid down there.
Yeah.
So I'm doing some City of Byron Center tap water. What about you, my friend?
So I drank a little too much on Saturday night while I watched the fucking Tigers lose. Fuck you, Tigers. So I did not drink the next night when I watched. Was it Friday night the Tigers played? I think it was Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So Saturday night I did not drink.
Saturday was when the Cubs lost.
Yeah. So I'm drinking a Mountain Dew Zero, and then I'm gonna follow it up with a Diet Pepsi.
Okay.
Mr. Michael, what are you drinking?
You know, I feel like I'm the weird one here because I'm actually drinking a Neapolitan milk stout from Saugatuck Brewing right now.
Delicious beer.
I felt
enjoy.
the need to have a couple of beers one night when I didn't want to go shopping, so I was doing an order through Meijer, and I'm like, oh, they've got their like cabin warmer variety pack from Saugatuck, which has like the goat oatmeal stout, and it has their vanilla, and I can't remember vanilla porter, and whatever. I can't remember what their brown is called, but it has that, and then the Neapolitan milk stout.
We have somebody on Twitch saying, "Hi, Mike. It's Christy."
Hi, Christy. I can get on Twitch too.
You can.
Say hi to her.
So we're gonna do our Reddit episode, but first I want to complain about sports. We've been sports heavy the last few weeks. I got this from my daughter, whose manager started listening to us and goes, "They talk a lot about sports."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah." And your dad's really loud. Yeah. So sorry about that. Not really.
Try growing up with him.
Yeah, no shit, right? Or being in the house when I grew up. Either way, Friday night was a shitty sports night because the fucking Tigers lost in 15 fucking innings. I fell asleep for like the last two innings. Poor Nick was
Last two, like the last five.
okay. Yeah, I don't remember much after the ninth ended. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just know that they fucking struck out like 30 goddamn times.
It was insane, man. You know, you can't win a fucking game when you're, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters go 1 for 37.
Right.
You know, you're 1 through 6, or you're 3 through 6, or whatever, go 0 for 42.
Yeah, it was really disappointing.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
So many men left on base again, like always.
right. And then, of course, the next night, Cubs game.
Yep.
They give up a run,
Yep.
like they always do. But Seiya came back at a home run, so here we go. We're tied 1-1,
Yep.
and then 2 more fucking home runs, and they lose 3-1. And I was better with the Cubs loss than you were with the Tigers loss.
Oh yeah. No,
Like, I fully expected if the Cubs had won, they were not beating the Dodgers.
sure.
No,
Am I wrong, Mike?
no. I think it gets to the same thing. I don't think Detroit has a chance against Toronto either.
Oh, I disagree. I mean, you look at what Marlins are doing right now to Toronto.
Mariners.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean,
Mariners,
that's how much I don't
yeah.
give a shit about them.
Yeah,
Right?
Seattle's
So-
up 2-0. They beat the shit out of them yesterday.
And-
you can put money on Toronto to win the whole fucking.
Oh, absolutely. Like, geez, I'm crying. Like, Toronto was playing. Like,
I picked 2 of the 4 teams to win it all: the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. And
Yeah.
the fucking Blue Jays, I should just cash it out because I can get 30 cents back off my dollar bet.
oh, so you make $1.30, or you take a 70-cent loss.
I take a 70-cent loss if I just cash it out right now.
Oh, that's dumb.
Or I can, just let it ride and maybe the Blue Jays come back. They're not coming back.
Oh, they're coming back. Oh yeah.
We'll see. I mean, they're on the road now.
Yeah.
They dropped the first 2 at home.
Yep.
It's tough. But anyways, so baseball was really, really shitty. Of course, I had no vested interest in football on Sunday because the Bears didn't play.
Yep.
And
The Lions did.
I kind of watched, a 1 o'clock game and a 4 o'clock game.
Mm-hmm.
But then I turned the Lions game on. And I got to admit, I didn't pay real close attention.
Sure.
But holy fucking shit, how horrible are NFL referees?
I mean,
Can't you do your fucking job? Why do you suck so fucking badly at it?
you call, right? So we have a play that should have been called dead the flag should have been thrown early.
Yeah.
Sure. Call it illegal man in motion, right? You're gonna say he didn't stop. You're gonna do whatever, right? And then all of a sudden it's a non-reviewable play. But they're allowed to discuss it. You've called the touchdown. You've done everything. Now you're going to discuss this and figure out. Again, it's not reviewable. So now you have to figure out, hey, can we prove that he didn't do this? Whatever you want to call it. Again, it's against my own.
What did I see versus what did you see?
Right. And and so it just what a horrible call. Like, you sent me a video of apparently some fun at the end of the night, right?
Oh my God! So yeah, at the end of the game, I guess Mahomes had said something or made some motion to who was it? Brian Branch.
Yeah.
And Branch took offense to it. So Mahomes went to shake his hand after the game, and he kind of
decked him.
Well, no, he kind of just blew him off, and that pissed off
Mahomes.
Schuster, JJ. Schuster?
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju Smith-Schuster, yeah. It pissed him off, so he went over and said something to Branch, and then Branch punched him in the head, and it ended up being a huge fucking thing. And honestly, I thought Campbell handled it really well at the end. He basically said, you can't have that. I understand you're frustrated, but we don't do that here. That's not how we play.
Right.
And that's the right reaction.
Yep.
I got to say, after watching last night's game, because I was losing my shit on the fucking referees the entire fucking night because they were a goddamn nightmare for the Bears. And the Bears ended up winning. I honestly feel like the best 2 teams in the division have the best 2 coaches and the best 2 quarterbacks, and it's the Lions and the Bears.
True.
I think Green Bay's overrated. I agree. I think Minnesota still doesn't know what's going on with their quarterback because, JJ gets hurt a lot.
Yep.
I think those other 2 teams are the best teams in the division. And I could be proven wrong because I thought the Bears would be good before and then they reel off 10 straight losses. So, shit happens. I'm not always right when it comes to sports.
And, it's like, I don't know. I'm just being a negative Nancy right now because my Lions. So, like, I told you sent me the thing about how it was the end of the game, and I just texted you back and said, I don't know, I didn't watch it. I turned the game off.
Yep.
Right? And it's so fun because you can say, oh, you're not a real fan, right? There's people, oh, you're only going to be there when they're good, and nope. You know what? Like, after watching my Tigers, getting my hopes up, doing all this, and then watching bullshit ref calls, right? You just get so frustrated to where you're just like, I'm done with this. So I didn't want to. I'd rather not ruin my whole entire night, spend a little bit of time with my wife. And,
right.
So that's what I did. I turned the TV on. I was like, let's go to bed. Let's have some fun. I don't care. Let's not do this.
Well, and that it gets to that point where you just don't want to see it because it's just pissing you off so much.
That's it, man.
So let's get into some Reddit questions. I sent you one, Nick.
You did.
Can you read that?
Was it a question or a statement?
It was a discussion about a job.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. I guess, am I reading the text message?
Yeah, I would read the text message.
All right.
So basically, this person left their job.
Well, no. All right. So I'm not able to access my email. Are you available to jump on a call with Blank and I?
That was the business.
Yep. Hi, Blank. Can you please tell me the purpose of the call? Nothing more than what we agreed to last week. We've had several questions as to how a few things in different areas have been done. And then, as per your direction and agreement in our last call, there will not be any knowledge transfer meeting or trainings. It was supposed to be for baseline questions, code access transfers only, and I've been answering Ryan as much as possible. Questions that require detailed steps fall into knowledge transfer and training, which we agreed those 2 weeks are my PTO. Excuse me. And I'm still here answering any baseline questions. So then it goes to a background. I was fired on Thursday from my company in California, remote work in Texas. He let me go with no warning, just sudden loss of all access. Then he followed up with a phone call affirming this. I was supposed to train my colleague on Friday, the next day, on a process I have done the entire time I've been to the company, 2.5 years. Manager let me know that the cancellation was given and I'm being fired. So I let him know that I have security authorization. I'm willing to hand over since those codes come to my personal cell phone. The company is too cheap to get a working phone. And I've asked for the company, or sorry, I've asked them to pay for my vacation through August. After firing me, he said he'll think about it and give me a call back. He's paying me after 2 weeks for the next cycle and give me glowing references for my next employer in exchange for me handing over the remaining access and answering basic questions. Now he's changing the story, saying I owe them knowledge, transferring information, blah, blah. I haven't been paid for my PTO several days, and I'm wondering what I should do.
So I guess my first take on this, what did you get in writing? And obviously you didn't. So we had a situation where we know somebody very close to the show, I won't say how close, who agreed, it was a salaried employee and agreed to work overtime. And they demanded it in writing.
Right.
I want to know what you're going to give me to do this. And that was all they really had to hold their job to the flame on. You're going to pay me what we agreed to.
Sure.
Because again, if it's in writing, it's really hard to dispute. I know this person sent that written statement to several people just in case.
Just in case.
So again, you cover your bases. Now it turns into he said versus he said, or she said, or they said, or whatever. And the former employee has a version of it, and the company has a version of it.
Sure.
Depending on the rules in the state, they might be under no obligation to pay out the PTO. And if they're under no obligation to pay out the PTO, and you want that money, you might have to give in a little bit here. You know, as hard as that is to swallow.
Right.
I mean, Nick, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think for this, is you want information, you want me to make your life easier. I mean, you just ended my entire life, right? Like you ended my financial success to get things. I'm not giving you a goddamn thing, right?
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry you were stupid enough not to ask for everything ahead of time. That tells me that you have no idea what my job really was, what it required, what it took. Right? You jumped the gun 2 weeks early. That's what
Sure
you did.
did.
And I'm not gonna be the one to sit here and help you with that, right?
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah. So
Mike, thoughts?
I would fully agree with Nick from just kind of what I could actually glean well from what I heard. It was like, yes, literally like, unless the guy is like desperate for money and he's like, oh my God, I can't survive if I did it. Like, yeah, once they fired him without everything being transferred, he should either say, screw, you need to help me, but you're going to give me this, 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 and this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get paid for what they want you to do, and
Well,
then
really-
make sure you're getting paid for what you thought you were getting before.
Well, I always like the get it in writing.
Yeah, no, I hands down, like, fully would agree. Like, knowing your friends of the show, fully agree. And I've heard the stories that, yes, that particular company tried really hard to not pay. And if it had been in writing, may not have gotten that pay.
Yeah, it took a while.
What I think, I say for this, like I've seen it. Okay, the way I look at this one is, if you want this information, okay, you can have it, but I'm now a 1099.
Yeah, I'm a contractor
right,
now.
and you're going to pay me
Yeah.
my rates, right?
100%.
It's
Yeah,
and it's
pay
my
me as
rates,
a
right?
consultant.
Yep. So right, that's how I look at it. I'm gonna get into a few other ones, but yeah, they say, and these people, this person is so nice. They're like, oh, I'll give you the codes because they go directly to my phone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said the word, right?
My phone.
Right? I'm dealing with this.
It's not a company phone.
I'm dealing with this with the city, right? Like, that's,
Can we talk about that
Sure.
after the next one I read?
yeah, absolutely.
Because I love that, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. So Nick's gonna love this one.
No,
29 years old, and I don't know what to do about debt.
pay it off.
So let me break it down. My wife and I are 120,000 in total debt, not including the house.
You're fucking 29. All right.
And 120, not including the house.
Jesus Christ. All right.
30,000 is consumer debt, credit cards.
You don't have a fucking house, and you have 30,000 worth of.
No, I think they do have a house. The debt just doesn't include that.
Oh, okay. I was like, God damn.
So it's $500 per month in interest amongst 4 cards.
Jeez.
For those of you listening to Bucks and Brews or watching us, yes, I'm laughing because some of this is comical. I'm sorry. It's great that you're asking for a pinch. I love that people go out there and they're like, hey, this is what it is. Tell me what to do. Because I was in that situation once too, and people laughed at me because I was a dumbass doing dumbass things.
Right.
If you're 29 and you have 120,000 in debt, you shouldn't have 30,000 of it on fucking credit cards. And again, I don't know what your finances are. Hopefully we'll get into that. 7,400 of the debt is from a debt consolidation loan, which is at $768 per month, 9% interest. Okay. Why did we only consolidate 7,000 when we have 30,000 in credit cards? But I digress.
Probably all they could qualify to.
Probably.
They consolidated 7,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have 5,300 on a personal loan on a home renovation they did. It's 150 a month.
Okay.
So probably like a
2,000
HELOC.
Probably, or similar to.
Yeah.
2,600 on braces for the oldest child.
Okay.
20,000 in
Which means you financed the entire thing of braces.
probably.
Like, okay. Yep.
20,000 in student loans,
Okay.
which is currently
So fucking cheap compared to the rest of them.
yeah, which is currently at $0 per month.
Mhm.
It's an income-driven payment plan.
Fun. The next one.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ.
This is the one where Nick literally wants to grab you by the throat and shoot you.
I just read this.
$55,000 is our family SUV at $1,044 per month.
Yeah, fuck up.
Nick, that's double my house payment.
Dude.
For that kind of payment, you better be living in the motherfuckers.
$55,000.
What SUV did they buy?
Hey, David.
Yes.
So wait, okay, let's see here. Things. Okay, I just bought a side by side.
Yes.
Did I tell you about this?
No.
I bought a side by side yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
Used or new?
Used.
Of course.
Say, I have an 03 Ram. I have 2 Scion XBs. My wife has a 2015 Nissan Pathfinder loaded, right? Loaded. My motorcycle, I have one of those. It's not running currently. Trying to think of other things I have with a motor. All of that combined, right? All of that
Did
combined.
not cost you $55,000.
5 fucking vehicles.
Did it cost you $30,000?
No, I mean, so let's see here. 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, 7. The first one that cost me 2,000. That cost I'm
21 right now.
maybe right $20,000 for 5 fucking vehicles, right? And you're over here with a $55,000 fucking SUV for your family. Get Get the fuck out of here.
Here are some positives. There are positives.
I love the positives is that's a very nice ride, and you know what?
But do you know if it is? You don't.
I say,
You just know it's an expensive ride.
do you know tell me it's a base model with not even heated seats and shit.
Uh,
But it's new. That's what counts.
Together, my wife and I make $8,000 per month net.
Net. Okay.
That's something to work with.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Can you bring up a calculator for me real quick? I just want to add monthly costs. So 500, 770, 250, 1,050.
What's that for?
Ain't the house payment.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I have $2,570. $2,570.
So that's like a quarter of what they bring home.
Yeah.
So this is doable.
Very easily.
I don't know does it say anything about what they spend on groceries or
this is a long post, so we may get into that.
okay.
I put 20% of my drill paycheck. Oh, he's in the service.
Okay. You say you're not even fucking using your truck. You're fucking gone.
I put 20% of my
Well,
drill paycheck.
The wife is probably driving the kids around in it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Roughly 300 per month into a TSP 401k.
Okay.
He's got 16,884 vested.
I'm very proud of you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very proud of you. There's one thing that David and I will say congratulations on.
Absolutely. My full-time job, I put 8% of my paycheck, roughly $5,700 per month net into a Roth 401k.
Excellent.
Which has a vested balance of 22,000.
So I'm going to go off of this real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was told 8,000 net. So I'm assuming 8,000 net combined for their income is after their 401k, after their stuff, right?
Can you? Because I don't take it to mean that.
Well, when you're saying you net this, right? Like I guess that's what you're taking actual home.
Right, but he's also putting this into
their IRA before they put money into their Roth.
I mean, if he's putting 6,000 in his retirement and they're only bringing home 8, Nick, I think we're at that point because the next line, my wife gets paid 2,000 in cash every month that we use for our SUV and the debt consolidation loan. My car's paid off.
Of course it is.
I put 80 a month in the S&P 500 through Robinhood and 80 a month into an HYSA.
Okay.
My mortgage on my house is $3,044 per month.
So I was at 20, what did we say? We were at 2570?
Yeah, something like that.
2570 plus 30.
50, you might as well say.
Yep. It's 5620. This person's putting in 160 into investments, right? The two $80 ones, Robinhood and whatever.
Yep.
And this person's putting in. So we are giving him his 401k towards.
He's putting in 6,000 in his other retirement accounts a month.
A month.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, if that's counted as the 8,000, you need to really peel those back.
It can't be. I mean, because we're 2,000 away from being to 8,000. So.
I mean, I would hope not. But again, I don't have all those answers.
Yep. All right.
So, oh my God. Taking these numbers into consideration, there's just enough cash left over each paycheck to pay the bills and feed our 4 kids. And that's about it.
$2,000.
Cut back what you're putting in your fucking retirement.
Right.
You need to pay off your bills now.
Right. If you're at 6,000, I love the gung ho and wanting to.
Your boyfriend's back.
Fire movement.
Back from Bear.
Say.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Thanks, Mr. Norwell. Every time I hear the word buddy, it's just all I ever think of. My buddy.
You know what I think of?
What?
I'm not your buddy, pal.
I'm not your buddy. Don't call me pal, guy. Yeah. So like $6,000. Let's lower that quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
I mean, literally, so we're $120,000 in debt.
Yeah.
At $6,000.
Well, and he's hoping to get a part-time job to throw at the debt, hoping to get somewhere around $1,500 a month.
Okay. I mean, if All right, so right, if we do this the correct way, you could stop your full investment for 20 months and you'd be completely debt free for
Yeah.
like that includes your car and all that. Me, right? I'm gonna pull a Dave Ramsey right here for the first time ever in my life. I want you to go ahead and get rid of that $55,000 fucking truck, as it's gonna be worth half of that in next year, and you're gonna want to buy another $55,000 fucking truck. So, it just bothers me.
It-
Uh,
it's ridiculous.
you say, sure you have income, it's fine. You guys seem like you're doing okay. But so even if we go to half, right? I'm fine with doing that. So I'm still invest $3,000 every month into your retirement accounts. Um,
He says he has rolled those back to only the match. Great. He's not doing his Robinhood investments anymore or the savings contribution to the HYSA. Great. Good.
yep.
They have $1,000 emergency fund. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Mike, your bandwidth is low, just to let you know.
I'm well aware it's
box.
low. I can't do anything about it.
You're choppy too.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a great conversation,
it
Mike.
was.
Glad you're here for that.
They have a $1,000 emergency fund. Credit cards were all cut up and removed from everything 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I mean, you're doing some of the right
We're
stuff,
making steps, yes.
but we need to make more steps. I guess how long do you have left on this fucking truck?
Well, I mean,
I assume it's newer. Probably you bought it this year.
well, let's say it's an SUV, I'm assuming, right? So those are like $80,000, and brand new.
Okay,
though.
so maybe I mean if you only have a year to pay off on it, cool.
No, 55,000, no chance you're paying it off in
Well,
a year.
it was 55.
Oh.
Is it he has a $55,000 vehicle.
I assumed 55,000. Oh, that's of the debt, right? 55,000 of the debt is the vehicle.
Possibly. I
That's
mean,
what it is.
yeah. So if he owes 55,000 on it, you need to sell that motherfucker and get something different.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a
Pay cash for your vehicle.
I always pay cash. I mean, and at $6,000, if we stop investing once, like that's sure. I understand that you don't need to live poverishly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, but like you could buy a used SUV, a couple years old, down into that
Mhm.
30 range, right? I'd rather see you down at the 20 range, right?
Oh,
So,
100%.
still get you full size SUV, all the nice little bells and whistles, just got a couple extra miles on it, right? You're not bringing it to the shop, you're doing the right things. But now, I mean, $20,000, that brings our payment to 400. That gives us $650 to poke down on all of this debt, right? I mean, plus cutting back on if we're going from 6,000 to 3,000, he said they went back to match. I don't know how much the match is, right? 6,000 is a lot of freaking money.
I mean, the match is free money. So if that's great.
Yep.
You need to take all the extra money you have though and throw it at the debt. I mean, that just has to be done.
Yep.
Because otherwise, you're going to be paying it off for years.
Yep.
Or decades.
Oh, it's gonna be for a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's unsustainable, and I don't know. Those are my thoughts.
That one, sounds like your truck should. I mean, your truck's almost half your fucking debt.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like, just do something.
Well, the truck and the credit cards is 2/3 of it.
Right.
And I get you buy stuff on credit, but you don't if you can't find a way to pay it off.
Right.
Can we talk about the city of
That just sounds like
Johnson,
Georgetown
Township? What, Mike?
So that just sounds like really poor spending habits as a whole.
Oh, absolutely, very poor. So Nick has somebody that would like access to one of his properties.
To my personal.
Oh, your personal house.
Yeah, even more fun for me.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So I get a flyer on my door that says, "We've been trying to contact you now to replace a water meter. You need to give us access. Otherwise, it's going to cost you $50 every quarter to not switch it out."
So let me interject here. Water prices in Georgetown Township have been a kind of a lightning rod lately because they've grown exponentially. Like people that used to have,
Mhm.
we're just going to use numbers.
200 have 600.
Right. So it's gone up like
Three times.
three times.
Right. Like my buddy's bill was $1,100. Right.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
Is that quarterly? Is that quarterly?
Yeah,
billing,
quarterly.
or-
Yes,
Quarterly.
quarterly.
but
There,
yeah,
there's an issue with
my water bill's like 100, and that's with like sewer and everything is like
Mhm.
170 a quarter.
I pay like $98.
Yeah, and so, but there's an issue because we get our water technically from the town over.
Yep.
They're wanting to do some repairs. They're doing whatever. Like it's just kind of it's been a shit show.
Oh,
And so they charged us all. And so right, like I'm not gonna get this new meter. Also, so it's fun because it said on there, hey, you have to call and schedule an appointment, right? For this. So or attempt to schedule an appointment. Let me read it. I actually took a photo. Because of course I shared it out on my fun social media because
You did.
I'm a dick.
You had some shitty comments too.
Always, man. Everybody has a fucking opinion, right? All right. Several attempts
I
have
did
been
like
made.
I did like the professor's comments.
Yeah, say me too. Several attempts have been made to contact you regarding your water meter replacement, repair, conversion. Failure to call. This is highlighted. Failure to call our office to make an appointment will result in a $50 quarterly fee being added to your utility bill. To avoid additional fee, please call the township by 10/24/25 to schedule an appointment. Appointments are available from 7 a.m. to 2:30 Monday through Friday. The water will be off for about 15 minutes. So, me being the smartass that I am
Uh-huh.
and understanding my rights. So, the funny thing about me is, all right, being a landlord, right? Most people don't know. Like you get subpoenaed a lot.
Yeah.
For things, because if I'm pressing charges for trespassing, I have to go to court. If I'm doing something like I used to be in court so much more. So anyway, on my house, in my window,
Mhm.
I have a sign that says no trespassing in private property, right? And so I called the city and I said, hey, I got this note on my door that you trespassed on, and and you left it here, and it says I'm supposed to do something. She's like, oh, this girl, she's very nice on the other end, right? You can tell. And I said, I got your threat of $50 extra per quarter if I don't call. And she's like, whoa. And she's like, well, so you want to schedule it? And I was like,
No.
I don't want to schedule this, right? I want to, and I quote, right, all. I was like, I want to call to make an appointment for never. I was like, you will not be accessing my residence, right? I was like, I have a constitutional right that you do not get, the government does not get to enter my property, right? And I'm not giving permission. I was like, so I'm doing all this math, right? I'm like, man, so if I get my lawyer involved, it's going to cost me some money. But at $50 every quarter, that's $200 a year, $2,000 over 5 years, right? Like I'm going to be just fine.
Yeah,
like,
you're more than making up what they would be charging you for the increase that they want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this increase is just astronomical, right? And I'm just sitting here going, okay, like here, and the girl's like, do you want to talk to my manager? And I was like, nope. If your manager would like to speak to me or whoever, you can go ahead and subpoena me, right? And
Thanks for the follows.
and have me and have me figured out. I was like, but I'm not going to just allow this. And she goes, and I was like, make a note that says I made the attempt to call because if I see $50, I'm suing your ass. And she's like, okay, I'll notate the account. And I was like, absolutely. I was like, right, because legally I made the attempt. That's what it says.
Yeah.
You have to call to make an attempt to set an appointment or whatever. Great. I've done everything you've asked. I made the call, right? Just because I didn't take an appointment doesn't mean I didn't do this, right? Like, granted, the judge is always going. Here's the problem. The judge will always take the side of the government because that's their job to do, whatever. But, like, I don't know. I have nothing but time. The good thing about being self-employed is I have the choice to waste my own time.
Yes.
The bad thing is I fucking waste my own time. So, yeah, like, I don't, would I be more happy? I have nothing to hide. You've been to my house.
Yep.
There's nothing, whatever. But, I don't need a non-invited person into my house. So, I'll go in front of the judge and say, hey, look, this is what has to happen. Tell you what, tell your person to put a fucking blindfold on. I'll walk them down the stairs. I'll put up a tent to where they need to look at. They get to look at nothing else. We'll blindfold them. We'll get them back out of my house. Mind you, right? I have the same thing you have, right? I have collectibles that mean a shit ton to me in my basement, right? I have well, to be honest, I have a bourbon collection that. So how do I know that this person isn't coming out from the government, going, oh, this looks like a nice house, I'm going to go ahead and rob, or that they have a friend that they're going to be like, hey, why don't you go into this house? Oh yeah, just walked right in, no problem. It's just you're scouting all my shit. Fuck you. And also me dealing with the city constantly. Mm-hmm. Oh man, they've been trying to raise my taxes and all that, and I told them
nowadays just looking to see if they can find anything about you to see if you're like hiding something that they want to know about.
Right. Well, and like they're going to try to figure out if I have improvement. Hell, does he have granite countertops in his house? Does he have this beautiful floor? And have I renovated? And
can we tax him more?
Can we tax? No, you ain't fucking taxing me shit. When they tried to come around to raise my taxes and all that, like we want to ask you questions, and I was like, nope, go ahead and get off my property, right? Like, nope. I was like, if it matters to you, you could tell the government that my house is completely fucking gutted, and I don't even have fucking working sinks right now.
They did this when I was a kid in Plainwell.
Yeah.
And we had the Doberman at that time.
Yeah.
And what my mother or grandmother or whoever was home would do, invariably, anytime they came on the property, they let the dobe out.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers ran back to their car immediately. And they're like, well, we need access. And they're like, no, you ain't getting shit.
You don't.
And every time you come here, we're letting the Doberman out.
Right.
And the dobe was not aggressive unless he felt he needed to be. Like any other Doberman or German Shepherd or Rottweiler or Pit Bull. They're not aggressive unless they feel they need to be. And if they don't know you, they're probably going to be a little bit aggressive with you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So Cooper Township has no idea what's going on in my house either down there. And they're never going to because it's none of your fucking business.
Right. Yeah, it's a freaking frustration for me. So, I know my rights enough to understand what my rights are. Now, I know how to execute them, but to fight them in a court of law, I'm not legally allowed to because I'm not a lawyer. Right? I can do it for myself, representation, but I couldn't do it for others.
Right. All right. So, do you have one? You want me to go?
If you got one, go ahead.
I do have one because I think this one could help people. Please help. The unimaginable just happened. My parents cannot be trusted with their own retirement.
Yep.
So without going into the details, just found out that my parents were talked into an incredibly risky startup investment by their financial advisor.
Oh.
And they lost a big chunk of money. I wonder if they bought grain.
I wonder if they bought Amway.
Could be either way, grain or Amway. I know somebody that bought grain.
Yeah.
Anyways, they had an agreement of what they were okay with investing in risky stuff, and this was way over it. Clearly, they can't be trusted.
That place at least got a slight potential for a return on investment.
I mean, people need grain too. How do you make beer? Anyways, clearly they can't be trusted to protect their own interests. If someone really charismatic and confident
that
comes
grain
along.
literally sat in a silo for
20 years. I know. Trust me, I know better than anyone.
That's where power of attorney matters a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah, it does. We, the kids, were thinking we need to set some sort of legal agreement that they can't withdraw over a certain amount of money without talking to just one of us first and getting our okay, which would have prevented this. Which kind of legal person do we need to talk to about this? What do I do? Sorry if there's already a post on here, but I'm frazzled. There's an update. I got a clearer picture with all the helpful stuff people asked and talking more with my parents. It looks like this is more of an issue of probable fraud. The finance guy is a fiduciary and probably broke major ethical lines and even legal ones. I'm finding a lawyer. Yeah. Never have an investment
The hard
advisor
part
that.
is, yeah, you can do all that, but it's highly unlikely you're going to get any of your money back.
Oh yeah, you're not getting your money back. The money's good. It's like Bernie Madoff. And I'm not saying the guy ran a Ponzi scheme or anything, but never
No,
invest your money with your financial advisor in shit that he's doing.
Right.
Because if he's doing something, that's
So, I
shady
mean-
shit.
yeah, I said all the shit that Bernie Madoff lost. I mean, you could give your mom and your late aunt a lot of grief about buying grain, but at least they had something physical good. They could say, yes,
Yeah.
this grain is here.
Yeah, just
A lot of these
unfortunately.
others are literally like,
Well, and just unfortunately with the grain is it didn't do what they thought. So they were talked into taking money out of their IRAs back around the Great Recession time, right before Obama was elected, because according to their financial advisor, the black man was going to get in there and destroy the economy. The economy was already fucked because we had the Great Recession. So they took money out of their IRAs and put it into fucking grain, because when all of the money crashes,
well, it was like,
the only thing we'll have left
Yeah,
is
it's-
grain, and we can make food. Try that again, Mike.
I just said yes at that point.
Yeah, so it was doom and gloom. They called me with the same shit, because I also at the time used the same financial advisor, and they gave me the same spiel, and I said, "Fuck off." That's the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. I've always done better when a Democrat's in charge than I've ever done when a fucking Republican's in charge. Case in point, what we're seeing right now with the Great Recession. So I saved my 401k, and they took like. My mom took like 10,000. I think my aunt took like 20,000, put it in fucking grain, and they turned $30,000 into like six. And the last 15,000 or so, basically, they just gave away because nobody wants to fucking buy it, and they were sick of paying storage fees for it. So it was give it away, or you're going to keep paying storage fees, a few $100 a month. And I was just like, you need to cut your losses with this shit. It's ridiculous. I don't want to ever fucking hear about grain again. And again, my mother doesn't make financial decisions anymore without talking to me first, because I know what's going on. Now, we're at that point where 10 years ago, my aunt passed away, and she had a sizable life insurance policy through her work, which she was still employed at the time of passing away. And at that time, I didn't believe I was good at making investments. So I said, hey, let's go to somebody. And I found somebody that was different from the grain guy. And we invested about $260,000 with my local bank. They had a financial advisor. That 10 years later is currently sitting at 150,000, and that's with her taking the minimum disbursement every year plus some extra money each year to pay for upgrades to her house or my house or Caitlin's condo, or whatever. If a big bill came up, we knew Aunt Sue's money was there to help pay for those things. So in 10 years, she's only down 100,000. And we met with the financial advisor today, and I said to my mother, basically, if we hadn't gotten, hang on, Mike, if we hadn't gotten the returns we did, you'd probably be under 50,000.
Because you're only doing, low level interest at that point.
Right. So I mean, she's done great with this money. This is a fun one. So I can't really complain too much. With your parents, yeah, you should probably. I would expect there's some people that deal with elder law. I would talk to some of those people and see about putting in a financial power of attorney, and put some specific riders in there that cover, what they are allowed and not allowed to do with their money, just as a safety precaution. Nick's got a fun one. What do you got?
No, it wasn't as fun as I thought.
Oh,
But we're going to change it up.
Okay.
Because I want to figure
I
out
was
this.
thinking with elder law, better call Saul.
Yeah.
So the question here, easy or no?
Of course, that was before. That was after elder law.
I need $500 to go with the 200 I already have. This would be the quickest way home, USA, for me. I don't want to wait timely process because I cannot support myself here in Egypt as a 20-year-old. Any suggestions on getting a loan without having credit? I could possibly have a family member or friend with a credit get me a loan. So this person's just trying to get a plane ticket home. We don't need to answer that. So if you're needing $500, right? Because that's what it seems. What's the best option for us? They have no credit, mind you.
I was walking home from a Cubs game once, and somebody asked me if I wanted to go to the glory holes.
Did you say yes?
No, I said no. And then I had to explain to my daughter, who was well above 21 at that point, what the fuck a glory hole was, and that was her favorite story for the next like 3 fucking years. Hey, guess what? Somebody asked my dad to go do. And of course, her spin to it was they didn't say which side of the hole.
And of course, I had the first couple of they never said which
They didn't.
part of the side of the glory hole they wanted them on.
I luckily did not go to.
They
glory
wanted the mouth, not the.
Yeah. So, how to get $500 quick?
Yeah, let's say
$500 is a pretty sizable chunk of change. I don't know if you can get it necessarily quick.
Are they in?
They're in Egypt.
Are they in the United States?
They're trying to get back to the U.S.,
Egypt?
but let's change this one up.
Okay.
I mean, granted, we're trying to answer a Reddit question, but let's say that let's say you need $500 for whatever it is, right? Whether it's, but
you're willing
the
to
problem
wait
is
a few weeks.
everything's a
Go donate
scenario,
plasma.
right? We can figure out. What was that?
If you're willing to take a month, go donate plasma.
I don't know if they do that in Egypt.
So that's
I mean, here, sure.
So
Well,
yeah,
true,
say if we,
but I'm just saying in general. Like,
Well,
we're going outside of. Yeah, we don't know what's available in Egypt for
What
them
could
to
you do? Plasma. You could probably do $300 to $400 for your first month.
because like, isn't it like, I don't know, I don't do it, but it's what, $150 for your first ever donation.
Something
I've seen
like
a lot
that.
that
$50 every time after that.
like $1,500 your first month.
1500.
They're trying to really increase it. I've seen ones like that say like you can do like up to $1,500 in your first month.
Yeah,
If
I
you
know
go
that
regularly, you're allowed to.
after the initial sign up,
Yeah.
it's like $100 or $120 a week, or at least it was when I used to donate plasma, which was shit. It was probably 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, one of my favorite people who's
But even
watching
that
this.
adds up to $500
Ed
in a month.
Spang. It's Ed Spang 3. So that's a great guy. I don't have any bourbon right now, otherwise we'd be bourbon hunting. But so if I'm looking for 500 here.
Yeah.
Okay, with no credit, that's the person's thing, right? So let's the assumption okay. So no credit. Honestly, almost any bank, your first credit card will be $500 without any credit, right? You're 20 years old, you just walk in, you can get a college credit card, right? Whatever it is. I think almost all of them $500 to start, right? So if you're absolutely in that,
yes, like I know when I was younger it was $300 to start, but yeah, I could see easily $500 now.
Right. Again, this is an emergency, right? Like we absolutely have to get this kind of. This person's trying to, let's call it freedom, right? Get home.
Right.
Yeah.
So right, you could do that. We talked about how you could sell your body, aka plasma.
Mm-hmm. Sell your plasma. Selling your body is illegal, except in Nevada.
This person's in Vegas.
Egypt, though, so maybe it's not there.
Right, man. A kidney's worth something.
Yeah, I don't know what the laws are in Egypt.
Right.
Well, it's so weird. Unless you're finding other Egyptian people in Egypt and on Reddit, how are they really getting what they? Unless at that point, like find a friend or a family member in the United States and say, "Can you do this for me?" Like tell them, your old college, like your old high school buddy, to go sell plasma for you for for a few weeks. Like it isn't like they're doing a lot of, you're sitting there while they
this is all right.
Pull your blood, pull the plasma off, and put your cells back in.
Were you done with that one?
Yeah.
You didn't really say what to do.
I mean, it's
What would you do?
Well, I say right. Go get the credit card and get $500.
Okay,
if it's something I can credit card it. And if it's like a
But
dire emergency,
you don't know if.
But this isn't like I don't have a fucking job, right? I'm trying to get home and do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, You know, if this is the absolute $500 means the whole world to me, it's gonna life savings, you know, blah blah.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm gonna go credit that, right? The quickest $500 I need. For
Or
me,
if they can't do
five,
it, like I said, find a buddy to do it.
right? So you can, you know, ask friends. I assume everybody's fucking poor, so you know, unless you're the guy with a $55,000 fucking SUV that's $120,000 in debt. I'm just picking on you because it's literally half your fucking debt is in your truck. I want to go back to that guy. Like,
I would let him know to listen to this episode, but the last time I did that, I got suspended from that subreddit. So fuck no.
well, all they're gonna do is just tell me, "Oh, you don't know.
Right.
You don't have a family. You got a family I have to do." And my wife has a very nice car.
It's
But
too bad you can't like actually DM people through Reddit.
Right.
Yeah. You got another one?
No, go.
Be like, hey, I saw your post. If I actually tell you about my podcast, I'll get banned, but listen to us.
Right.
All right. So, this one I think might cause. Well,
Are we gonna argue?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
my wife and I would argue.
Okay.
And this is where the fun is. All right. So I'm 25 years old, and I live in Alabama. I have a young son here, so moving out of state isn't really an option for me right now.
Yep.
I've got a steady job that pays the bills, and I'm grateful for that, but I can't help but feeling I'm capable of doing more with my life. I don't have a college degree, and honestly, that's part of what's holding me back. I've thought about going back to school or learning a trade, but I get anxious about the idea of spending money and taking debt out for something that might not even pay off. I want a career that actually feels meaningful and gives me a sense of growth, not just something to clock in and out of every day. I guess what I'm looking for is some direction from people who've been in a similar situation. How do you figure out what you want to do without wasting time or money? Are there any good career paths or certifications without looking into or worth looking into? Alabama doesn't require a full degree. Any advice, personal stories, resources would help along the way. So,
Mike's chomping at the bit here.
Yep. What do you got?
And I don't know what different things are, but I will be the first thing because it's not my personal experience, but I've known in my career plenty of people who are exactly like you. And I think a big thing is use social media to network locally. If you don't feel like you can move to a different area, find local networks. And there are plenty of jobs out there that are always looking for entry-level people that don't have degrees, and they offer tuition reimbursement. And if you're willing to work at a job and go to school part-time and make sure you're focusing on that, like, you can earn your degree. Because I've known plenty of people who've done that. I think there's plenty of companies out there that, like I said, I would not be throwing it on a nationwide subreddit. I'd find a local Alabama like subreddit and be like, hey, who are some companies out here that would take an entry-level person with very little, experience in the industry and no degree, but would let me either like train in and, I could get tuition reimbursement to, find something I really like to do. And like, and then again, just what were you passionate about when you were in things like high school? Like, what classes were you the most excited about?
I think the trade option is a great option for this person.
And trades are too, but even then, not everybody wants to work with their hands.
I mean, they don't, but being in Alabama, two off the top of my head would be HVAC. Because,
oh, yeah.
I mean, they might not have a ton of money in Alabama, but they're all going to want air conditioning. And two would be electricians. Everybody's looking for an electrician.
Yeah.
And, it'll cost some money.
You're looking at that point, you're in hurricane area. So if you just get into like some skilled construction and stuff, there's always going to be need for, post hurricane season, whether it's electrical, HVAC,
If you're willing to
plumbing,
do
whatever
stuff
it may
with your
be.
hands, you got a lot of
Yeah.
options. Nick, thoughts?
This one, so all right. This one is where it gets to this point. Okay. Um, my wife says the same thing, right? I don't know if this is a male or a female, doesn't really matter. 25 years old, living in Alabama. I have a young son here. So moving out of state isn't really an option. I don't know if that's because you're divorced, and so like if it's divorced and you wouldn't be able to see the kid, sure.
I would
That's
assume.
I would anticipate that if it was with the person he was with, it wouldn't be, because that's why I've always said I'm in Michigan for at least a few more
I
years.
think
No
too many
matter what
people
I do.
say I can't move
Mhm.
far too often, like, right? Um, we all have this local mindset to like not grow and develop, right? And I think that's one thing I find with people is they're so closed minded in the fact of like, no, I have comfort here. I'm gonna not know anybody. You know what? Growing up, you had your parents that took care of you, but then you didn't know anybody. And like you can sit here and say, hey, I don't have friends, right? But like you're going to make like you're going to make the life that you want. If you want to make friends, get out there and make some friends. Do this. Like, but there's companies that will pay for your couple months of living till you find something. They're going to offer you travel, go reach for the start, only apply for those types of jobs.
Yeah.
Right? So like saying, hey, I'm stuck here, no, you're not. Like that's how your mind is processed,
Now,
but you're really not. Like go
I
fucking
have to say, with the young kid, like I said, you can sit there and say what you want. I was never going to move away from my kids. Was never.
right. The whole point is
Somebody in California could have offered me $250,000 a year. I would have not gone and done it.
right, and that's your choice, right?
Yeah.
Like, who do you
But
want
again,
to be as a
I
person?
think
Again,
without
you're
talking to
assuming
that
this person
person,
is
again,
you're assuming this person is divorced, right? You're assuming we know nothing, right? We say, hey, this person has a young son here.
The
So
assumption,
moving,
the assumption is that the mother and father are not together.
but even at that, so like what I find is most people say, oh, I can't move because I don't have anybody to watch my son. That means you're looking for too poor of a fucking job, right? Okay. Also, I want to go to the next point, right? Like again, Mike, I'm not fighting you. Like you made your choices, you're fine, you've done well. Like that's the dad you want to be. I have friends who I have friends that make millions of dollars, and I love them as people, but like if you ask me if I thought they were a great father, I'd say no. Like
Yeah.
I feel bad saying that, but it's like they have their wife stay at home, they have a nanny that takes care of their kid,
Mhm.
right? And they're, oh, I wish someday I could watch my kid wrestle or play fucking sports. And it's like
You could.
you right. You
You
don't
could. You make those decisions.
you chose to make $4 million a fucking year or $10 million or whatever the hell you're making versus the time, right?
Well, the question is how much is enough?
Right, and that's it's funny because I laid out a scenario with them. I was like, look, you come here, you buy a $500,000 house in Michigan with your investments and what you have currently, you could literally live top tier of Michigan. You'd be completely fine. You're not gonna be make millions of dollars a year.
Mhm.
And I was like, you can get a maid once a week, right? You don't need it every fucking day. You don't need this. Like, and so I said, look, you can have this life.
Somebody else is in love with you.
Hey, thanks, Jay. All right, so now we go into the next thing, right? Here's where my life becomes okay. So I don't have a college degree, and I think that's where the part that's holding me back. Thought of going back to school or learning a trade. I'm not picking on you, but like, okay. Well, I have to fill in the rest of it, right? So sure, you don't want to spend money, you don't want to do whatever, but you're saying, I guess what I'm looking for, or you want something meaningful. So if the fact that you don't know what meaningful, okay, so
Yeah.
we can do a trade, right? David, if I give you heat,
Yep.
you're going to be happy that I've given you heat. If I've given you AC, you're going to be happy. I've impacted your life.
Correct.
So that's meaningful for 20 seconds until you get to the Karen of the world, like, oh, I fucking need heat right now, right? And then you're gonna be like, man,
This sucks.
I was doing this because out of the kindness of my heart. Now I'm not. But like to say, hey, you haven't picked what you want to go to college for. You haven't picked, and so like they really are two totally different things, right? It sounds like this person's just bored.
The thing you're hitting on here is meaningful's nice and all, but meaningful doesn't fucking pay. Nick, what's the most meaningful job you've had?
Coaching.
What's the most meaningful job I've had?
Coaching.
What does it pay?
Maximum $7,000.
The most I ever made from coaching was 6,000.
6,000. Sure.
How much money do you put into coaching?
Me, a lot. As I say, I just coached. I just coached my daughter for free.
Yep.
I paid you what, $50 for
Yeah.
balls and stuff. Sure, you're gonna call it an investment into your kid, but like just for me,
Well, and you also got me a massage,
yeah, a gift card. Yep, I say,
which you didn't need to do, but thank you.
yeah, but like, um, the say the travel, all this, but like, I would say softball cost me the seeds that I
Yep.
500. Let's say $500
Yeah.
is what softball cost me. Between travel, between signing up, doing all this, like for me to coach cost me fucking money. My high school coaching, I make $3,000. I may be more. I don't fucking know. It's not money I've ever paid.
Mhm.
But I will tell you, the past 2 years, um, because we're allowed to give a $40 or less, so I buy a steak dinner.
Yep.
For everybody, the entire. This year it was 2 full teams, right?
Mhm.
It was a very large bar tab, right? And so you know, I don't think I've made money
No, you don't make
coaching
money
the
yet.
past 2 years, right? Mind you, every single day, back and forth to the bowling alley. I don't live far, but every day I'm traveling my vehicle, or every day I'm going to the fucking high school now. So
I had a few kids I coach, and Marv, we got together last Monday,
yeah,
and some tragedy had gone on, so we go out, and I didn't decide it until it was close to the end of dinner that I'm just picking up the check for everybody.
Yeah.
And Jessica yelled at me, fine, whatever. Marv threw money at me, which I told him keep his fucking money.
Yeah.
He doesn't work and he needs his money more than I do because he's still paying for people.
Oh Jesus.
It's a whole thing. And he tried to give the money to Dawn, and Dawn goes, I don't want my husband pissed at me. So we're just going to pick this up and you're going to have to live with it. And again, Marv coached with me for many years. He never took a salary. He refused to take money from me. So it was my pleasure to pick it up. It cost me less than $200.
Yeah.
For everybody to eat and drink.
Oh yeah.
It was fine. I'm still paying for softball bills for kids I haven't coached in over 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids that I coached the most recently, it was my daughter and a girl that graduated with her, and I haven't coached them since 2014. That was 11 fucking years ago.
Yep.
And again, I'll always pick up dinner for my daughter, but it's like, all right, I've gone out with Jessica before. I don't always pay for her meal,
Sure.
but I'm okay.
If she's with your daughter, then yes, you're picking it up.
Well, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy this for everybody, because it means something to them,
Right.
And I wanted to do it. Should I do it? No, I shouldn't fucking do it. I'm struggling with money too, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah. Well, and so I guess like my thing is if sure, be worried about spending the money on a college degree because it sounds like you have no idea what the fuck you want to go. You want something with meaning, but figure out what that meaning actually is. Look, if you want to help people, nursing, we know that nurses, you get a degree, you get a job.
Yeah.
Now, again, that goes back to that traveling. You could be travel fucking nurse and they'll pay for things. Now, if you want to be, again, we talk about electrician or, whatever, you're going to bring a necessity to a person. Mm-hmm. So yes, do that. But if you're just looking, it sounds to me like you're just wanting to, your job isn't giving you excitement, but like go to them and figure out like, hey, I'm not being self-fulfilled. Here's the things I'd like to be doing, right? So I don't know how big the company you work for is, but nothing says you can't start up something within this company that says, hey, I'd like to host, like there's some companies that have where like employees can put some money towards in case one employee gets hurt or something like that. So like start up a, what's that one, like a United Way or whatever, right? Like
some kind of hardship program.
You start up some, be the change that you want, right? Go do this, have your feel and make this happen, right? And maybe that turns into a position because now the company's going, okay, hey, we love where you're headed, right?
Well, and going back to coaching for a minute. So, I coached for 21 years before I retired, and I can say 22 years now because you brought me out of retirement. I stopped coaching largely, I tell everybody I had a lot of other things I want to do, which is not incorrect.
Yep.
I largely stopped coaching because the last year I had one fucking parent that did nothing but ride the goddamn AD because she was going to catch somebody in a lie, and she was positive I fucking lied.
Sure.
And somehow it affected her kid. And at the end of the fucking, I told the fucking AD halfway through the season, listen, you want to fire me, fire me. This is what the fuck happened. And I'm not discussing it anymore.
Right.
And I got to the point where, you know what, if I'm not fucking valued, then fuck off. I don't need to do this shit anymore.
You say all your $0.
And Chris valued me, and that's fine. But and again, him and I had plenty of knockdown, drag out fights over, you know, how we coach.
Right.
So but it was never the girls, okay? And there were difficult girls that I had.
Yes.
But it was never it was always the fucking parents. And I just got to the point where I don't want to waste my fucking time doing this anymore. And it's not like the time was a waste.
Right.
But it became more of a hassle than it was worth, even though it's the greatest thing I've ever done.
Well, and that's, I mean, my first year of coaching back again, right?
Mhm.
You know, it was the worst I've ever seen in my life, right? And I said, you know, I looked at the school because I was like, hey, this is my demands. And, you know, I was like, look, you can do whatever. You're the boss, right? Look, I don't care. If you want me gone, I'm gone. If you want me to stay, I'm going to fight the world, right? Like, but, oh, why don't we just do it this way? Nope. Like, if that's what you want, that's what you get. But like, you're the one that has to make the announcement. I will never step on my own toes, right? Like, no thanks. We're speaking two different languages here, right? Oh, let's let her calm down. Cool, great. But like, parents are the worst, right?
Yeah.
I wish I could say they make it the best, but it's
A lot of times they just don't.
you know, I will say one thing with coaching for bowling. Every year I've gotten a gift. I've coached soccer. I've coached softball. I've coached so much.
Good question. Not actually watching. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
I've coached so many other things, and one parent one time out of youth sports has got me a gift.
Mhm.
Right. One little girl made me a card, which was awesome. That was fantastic. Thank you. Right. I don't need, but like, nope. I mean, I had this year was a parent walk away from me and take their kid without me being able to say goodbye, and how much I was proud of their kid for the growth that they did. Right. Like, that's what I got this year.
I can tell you that I never got a gift until I got to get Coopersville.
Yeah.
And I never expected it. Like my first year at Coopersville, the JV coach comes up to me and goes, "You guys get the best gifts." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, the parents always chip in for a gift for the coaches, and the varsity coaches always get the best shit." I wasn't used to that because
Right.
my parents had got one. They didn't have any fucking money.
No. Right.
You know, like one year they decided to do a hot dog cookout for us.
Nice.
And I thought that was great. And I kept offering, I'm like, "Hey, I'll buy." And they're like, "Nope, we're going to take care of it." And literally, it was just hot dogs on a fucking grill. And I was,
Shit.
But I don't think gifts are that common when you're like in youth coaching at like the age that Emerson is at.
Well, and
I think, yes, gifts become more of a thing when you get into high school level or even like competitive middle school level coaching.
well, again, it's going to depend on the school because, you know, I coached for 8 years.
Well,
I
you
coached.
would.
I think you good shit.
It depends on the school.
well, I mean,
And I'm not mad at those
No,
parents either. Not at all.
like when I coached Potter's House, I didn't get a gift, right?
Yeah.
Like but like,
yeah, like they're probably spending all they can just to let their daughter actually be on the team.
Right.
oh yeah,
Well, you know, and I will admit, one of the things that bothered me the most at the last banquet I attended was the gift. So,
because it said Dave.
nope. Second that year, I didn't get to go, and they got me a cooler that said Coach Dave, which annoyed the shit out of me. But I do like the cooler. I use the cooler, and
Anytime you do.
and I got an apology from the mom that put it together because she said to me, she goes, "I didn't realize that they put Dave on it instead of David. It's my fault." And I'm like, "Cool. Yeah, I appreciate the acknowledgement."
Yep.
The best gift I got was the year before I retired. They got us each a bucket. And they put a saying on the bucket
Nice.
that we always said at games. So Karen got one that said Coach Meerman, and it said "Let's go," because she was always screaming "Let's go" at games. You're thinking.
Yeah. No, sorry. I isn't that Angela's last name?
No, muscle man.
Oh, okay. Like, wait, I know this.
Chris got one that said "Discipline with aggression," and it said Coach Yost.
Sure.
Mine didn't say Coach Levian. It said Coach David.
Oh,
And all the bucket said was battle. Because if you get 2 strikes,
battle.
you're always hearing me scream battle. We had one of the girls,
Kid.
one of the girls that we coached this year, she goes, "How come you never say battle to me when I'm up to bat?" I said, "When you get 2 strikes, I will." And it was Sadie.
Oh.
And And she got 2 strikes, and I yelled it out. And I think she was a little happy about hearing it.
Let it. She watched one go by
Yeah.
just to hear it.
Just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And again, I never try to give too much information when I'm coaching, but if you got 2 strikes on you, I'm going to yell at you to battle. You need to know. That was the most meaningful present I got. And then the last year, I got a $50 gift card to a place I'll never go because they don't like gay people.
Yeah.
Where'd you get?
I'll tell you off air.
Gotcha.
And I called Caitlin afterwards because I was fucking heated. Because again, it's not what you spent on me. It was the thought that went into it.
Oh,
So
you're upset about the
you-
gayness.
Well, you picked a place that I would never go. And literally all you had to do was ask somebody, hey, is this a place this person would like? It's actually a brew pub. Local to the area, it's like 2 minutes away. And all you had to do was ask literally anybody, and they'd be like, yeah, not that place. And again, I don't necessarily want to, don't give me a gift. I don't want a gift card. That's to me, that's no thought. Okay. Give me something that gives a little bit of thought. Like the first year, they made this big picture and they cut a softball in half and put it in the picture, and all the kids signed. That was really thoughtful.
Mine says coach, and it's
Yeah.
a collage of all like throughout the year. And this parent, it was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
and so, yes, that was and like I love those. Right, those.
Yeah.
I mean, how many? I walk into your house. How many softballs do you have that are?
I
signed?
have so many signed softballs. And again, if you just did that for me, I'd have been
Absolutely.
fucking thrilled.
Oh my! Well, now, right? We can make 3D fucking prints, and we can
Yeah.
say, but like, and that's like, I guess. And so, like, Mike, you say, yeah, like getting a gift, but it's like for soccer, I never get a parent that brought me a soccer ball with like these kids' signatures.
Yeah.
I never got like softball, like this year. Nobody ever said, hey, let me fucking get these kids to throw their name on this.
You know the thing that
Softball.
disappoints me the most about Chris when it doesn't come to coaching the kids, it comes to his staff. Like he always pays his staff out of his money, so he makes less money so we can make more, and he doesn't take it out of the program, which is what I always did too.
Sure.
It disappoints me that he has never given me a signed ball from any team ever.
Right, and that's
I've given him signed balls.
Yep.
I got a signed ball, like Maddie's senior year, which was my second to last year. I made sure I got a signed fucking ball from them because I was so close to Maddie.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm getting a signed ball from this team. I really do love this team, and that's what I want. And I asked them all to sign a ball for me.
Sure.
But he never did that for any of us as assistant coaches, and that, like, I never told Chris that kind of bothered me, but the 2 years he coached with me at Godwin, he got a signed ball from the kids that we coached.
Yep. Well, that's the thing that should happen, right? Like that's
You already have the ball. There's no cost associated with
Right.
that.
bring a marker, right? Like a Sharpie. But like, and that's the whole point is as a head coach, I don't want to have to go, like, I shouldn't have to be the one, right? Like there should be something that should be done, right?
When we're gonna devolve back into coaching here for a minute. So like he gets a bad rap sometimes because Chris, for better or worse, loves coaching at Coopersville. It's where he went to school. It's where he wants to be.
Well, there's nothing better.
So he worries about keeping that position, even though I don't think there's any real need for him to worry. Okay.
He's winning enough.
Well, and the kids improve every year, and for the most part, you know, they see the outside stuff that he's doing, putting into the program. They don't see, you know, that sometimes he flies off the handle, because that's something that we see, you know,
Right.
like, hey, you probably went a little overboard here on me. You maybe don't yell at me so much, or, you know, you might have gone overboard on this pitcher because they didn't throw enough strikes, but, you know, remember, she's 16 and she doesn't throw 99% strikes, you know, stuff like that. And never in a way that I felt Chris is passionate, not abusive. You know what I mean? So he gets really worked up in the heat of the moment because he wants to win. And we're all kind of like that in certain ways. I've been able to check myself a lot because a lot of times I didn't have teams that could win. So that became secondary for me, whereas up there, it's not. I mean, him and I had a long talk after my last season where I basically said, listen, it should have been the best 3 years of your life, the last 3 years. And I don't think you enjoyed it enough just because you didn't soak in how great they were. You know what I mean? And, you know, looking at it and
knowing how he approaches it and the fact that he is afraid that somebody's going to come in and bump him out of his job. And part of that is from past history because his dad was the baseball coach there for many years. And Chris's senior year, he got pushed out for a teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so, I mean, the precedent has been there. So it does worry him. And I don't think he gets enough credit for the fact that he is so passionate about that specific job. If he stopped coaching at Coopersville, he would stop coaching.
Yep.
Like he's not going to another school to coach. That's just not going to happen.
I think that's where I'm taking this job this year, but there's still so much part of me that I'm going to give it my best shot, but I'm not, I'm
You're
not
not
focused yet.
quite as passionate as you've been going into the season.
Hey, I mean, I got a family, I got a whole life change. Right?
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, I sent that text, hey, Cubs are playing Tigers in Chicago. Who wants to go? And you're like, I don't know what my life will look like. And my answer was lonely and depressed. And you're like, but I'll have a new kid.
Well, and I don't think I've
And my
officially told
birthday's-
this to you, Nick, but congratulations.
Thanks, man. My birthday's the 20th.
Right.
And so it's like, Courtney's gonna, I can't go away probably on the 20th, right? But like, I don't know if we're doing the 22nd. Sure. Like, are we bringing kids? Are we doing things like, what?
Okay, you got one. Let's go.
No, sorry. There's just some of the headlines, and then you go
Yeah.
start reading, and it's like, man, you've done horrible with this.
All right. Well, I have a credit card debt one.
Yeah, please.
I'm 27 male. I make 65,000 a year pre-tax.
Okay,
700 credit score.
good for you.
I have around 7,200 of credit card debt.
100. Okay.
I'm just trying to get ahead of the issue before it gets worse. I put some budget metrics below.
Okay.
Rent, utilities is 1,400. Food averages 467 a month. Restaurants 150.
Sorry. Okay, I have 1,400 plus
Sorry.
150.
I don't think he puts this in a good order.
Okay. Restaurants 1,500 plus dog 200. 100.
So rent and utilities is 14.
Yep.
Food is 470. Might as well say. Restaurants is 150. Dogs 120. $100 for subscriptions, which includes hockey.
Yep.
$50 for wants. I love that he has wants in there.
Yep.
200 for medical.
Okay.
$475 payment for a dental implant,
Okay.
which pays off in March, and $100 to his Roth.
Okay.
One-
650 or $3,065.
Okay, so $3,100.
Yep.
One thing to keep in mind: I use my credit card for 90% of things. I want to accumulate points. I probably make 1,200 to 1,400 of credit card payments a month, but as you can see from my budget and the previous statement, it seems counterintuitive. I understand I could cut down on eating out and maybe lower the beer fund each month, but my income is going up steadily, 4.5% to 6% every 6 to 8 months. That's nice. I don't get that
Yeah. No.
over 3 fucking years. I've tried to do a balance transfer card, but I guess my debt to balance ratio is not too appealing. I work in banking, so I've adopted decent spending practices and made sacrifices to my living situation to help supplement my disposable income. However, as you can see, I have high medical costs. I want to get corticosteroid injections for my knees, which would run me $700 after insurance. But my debt and income is making me hesitant.
Sure.
So he wants ideas of what to do. So
Well, I mean, I guess so. If my numbers are quickly correct, right, we're at 3,100 for spending.
yep.
I have you at making $5,400 a month. And then taxable. So like, and I took taxes out. So I did times 0.75 because
Yep.
we're paying 25% in taxes, and other things. So I got about 4,100. So 4,062.
So you're making about 1,000 extra
1,000 extra.
over
Yeah.
these bills.
So, I mean, I guess like right, you're at 7,000. So let's just attack the entire $1,000 towards
Yeah.
that, right? Like, or you're missing because like I mean, I love that you're fair. That again, like I love the fact that you say $50 for wants. Great, like so you have a rough idea of the budget, but if we're missing $1,000 somewhere, we should take a look at this budget again, right? I'm not going to tell you to get rid of your hockey stuff, right? That's something you're doing. It's league. Yeah, you're doing drop-ins and stuff. Yeah, for sure. Restaurants. Yeah, you could stop. I don't think you need to stop. I don't know if you have a zero balance or a zero interest on the card.
Mm-hmm.
If you, the problem is, I'd love for you to, I'd love for you to have that, zero interest. But so if you can't get it over to it because your debt to income, literally at 2 months, let's go to 5,000. Let's go to $5,000 in debt. We're at 5,200 within 2 months. Now we can go try to get the debt to income and roll it over to a zero interest. And now we're literally like five payments away from being 5 months, right? So again, these are quick numbers, things like that. So, say food, rent, utilities, food, average. And then I guess, and then that's where the next part comes in. Medical, we can't change, right? March, by the time that March $100 comes into play, we're hoping to be debt free. The dog, I don't know, the heck, you're paying $120 a month for a dog for.
I would assume possibly putting some money aside for vet bills, but food.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a fucking small dog. Mine eats $12 a month.
Well, I know I in my budget is how much I expect to pay in vet bills as well.
120. Yeah, say that's.
I mean, I have 3 cats, so probably more than that.
Sure, but so in restaurants, you're only 150. I mean, I'm not seeing average 465. That's for food.
Yep.
That doesn't include restaurants though. So
Correct. So you're
that's
spending
$100 a week.
620, $30 on food.
It's not horrible.
You could definitely cut that down.
You could if you need to. Again, if the $1,000 isn't there, I really think relook at your debt. But at $1,000, we should be able to pay this thing off just really, really quick.
Well, and maybe we eat at some cheaper places. Maybe we drink cheaper beer.
Right, for a few months until this is. I'm not Dave Ramseying this, right? I'm not going to tell you to rice and beans, eat beans and rice. No, I'm gonna tell you is, you know what? Instead, if you're my fucking niece who always has to get a goddamn Big Mac, understand that you could actually get a double cheeseburger and add the Big Mac sauce, and lettuce is free, and Big Mac sauce will cost you 75 cents or whatever, right?
You just don't get the bun.
Now I have 2 for $5.
Yeah.
Instead of $8 for one. Right. So it actually be 2 for $6.50. But still at $1.50. But the bundle deal is $5. It includes fries, a drink, nuggets, and a burger for $5.
There are cheaper ways.
There are. There's so many. I'm not telling you to eat ramen noodles. I'm telling you to still go enjoy. If you are getting, if you're going to Buffalo Wild Wings on non-Thursdays or Mondays to get fucking half off wings or whatever, look, go hang out with your friends, but eat before you go, right? And then only drink your beers. If we can take that $6.50 and we can make it $3.50, now we have $300 extra to throw at it. You haven't changed your life. You still love life. Go enjoy life. Go do it. Do it, say just a couple little cutbacks.
When I go out with my work friends, I typically eat before I go.
Oh, do you? I was having this conversation. I have some money, right? I do. I generally have a little bit of extra cash. I'm still like the cheapest son of a bit. I get so excited. I go to family fare and I go to the manager's special. I have steaks at home that are half off steaks, right?
Yeah.
So to this person, as a person who's not $7,200 in debt, I mean, I'm still eating steak. I feel great about it because I have half off steaks.
Clorox. Clorox will have meat that's discounted if it's going out of date today or tomorrow.
Perfect.
And I mean, they'll have filet mignon for normally $12 a pound or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, or whatever it is, and they'll have it for $4.
Oh man, if you ever see that, let me know.
Even
Bob's
that,
Butcher.
if you're willing to not necessarily get brand name, Aldi's is a great place to shop.
I love Aldi's. I do. But I say if just make some conscious decisions.
Yeah.
Again, go out to eat because you're doing stick and puck or whatever you're doing for your hockey. I'm not telling you to stop doing that, right? No. Please continue to do that.
If it makes them happy, they should continue doing it.
You have to do things that make you happy.
Oh, absolutely. And we're not, to this kid, guy, adult, I don't even know. But anyway, to this person.
I will say, you said what? I had stepped away, but you said 27-year-old?
Yeah, 27-year-old male.
Oh, male, yeah, sorry.
But you're already needing steroid injections for his knees?
Yeah, they're just going to get way fucking worse.
They're having fun playing hockey, right?
But I'm fully fine. But it was interesting to see what they're looking at, after insurance, because that's one of the things my doctor is suggesting for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not doing short. I want the steroid injections to help curb the pain, so that as I start, hopefully, trying to get back into running and actually going to PT, that I don't need steroid injections for more than 2 or 3 months.
Right.
Because if I could get back into jogging and running, I could probably lose 20 to 30 pounds by the end of the year.
Oh yeah. You got another one, Nick?
I have another house that I'm going to put an offer on. All right. Can we tangent time or no?
Absolutely.
Okay.
By the way, first tangent time.
Yep.
I think we need a baseball episode now that we do every 3 or so months.
No.
I would totally, yeah.
No.
I
will commit to
the
the normal one before the season, and I will commit to one either halfway or at the end of the season. But I don't want to do the end of the season. I don't want to commit to that, so I'm out.
All right.
Don't worry, Nick. I'm with you.
Okay, good.
I like the preseason one, and I like the
When we all have
I like the late August into September, where we kind of talk about
possible playoffs.
Here's Nick's scenario
relative to what we thought preseason.
Nick's scenario of the day. So Friday.
Uh-huh.
Friday was a great day for me. But I get sent a house in Jenison.
Okay.
This house is listed. Okay, for those listening that don't understand. Okay. I just sold a house. I'll tell you the numbers. I sold a house for $375,000.
Yep.
That tells you what the rough area is. Okay. So, house comes up. It gets sent to me for $199,000.
Oh yeah.
So I instantly just respond, sold, cash, let's go. So I have them write the offer. Okay. I within seconds of this thing being listed, it was just popped up. Boom. Here we go. So they said, oh, they're going to reserve the right to call for highest and best, do whatever. Fast forward. Today is Tuesday.
Yeah. So
I texted and I was like, hey, now, if you're a person that has offered to pay cash, what do you think a response would be if you didn't get picked?
What would you send, or what would they send to you?
Yeah, what would you send to me?
What would I send to you if I didn't pick you?
Yeah.
I would probably say, hey, I really appreciate the offer, but somebody came in at a higher amount and we had to go with that.
Yeah. Oh, sure. You know what I got? Nothing. Zip, zero, zilch, nada.
Didn't say shit.
So I texted and I was like, hey, you would think I offered fucking 100%. Because to me, this is what I hate about real estate. Okay. Because I'm not a shady fucking person.
Right.
If I go to the store, right, that can of Mountain Dew that you're drinking.
Yep.
It's $1. Okay.
Yep.
David, if there's that one can left, who gets it?
The person that gives me $1 first.
The person that gives the $1 first.
Right.
Because you labeled it and said, I want a fucking $1.
Correct.
Now in real estate,
yes,
this person says, I want to sell my house for $199,000.
Correct.
And I say,
here it is.
Here's a check. How do I not get that house?
Because for some reason in real estate they can go, just kidding.
A full $200K.
What's that?
Give them the extra $1. Just give them the full $200K.
Yeah, but
a full $1,000. Yeah, I get it. But
the problem is they're looking at this going, well, I priced it at an amount where somebody's going to come in and they're going to offer me $250.
Actually, it's $260.
Okay,
$260. So I
would you have bought it at $260?
No.
But
I want it as a rental.
Right.
It's $260 on the.
We're doing good, DJ. How you doing?
But so I get right. I email right, and I said, how do I put it a full cash offer and not hear anything? He goes, trust me, I'm equally as frustrated. And then it was, oh, good morning. We ended up with 12 offers, 6 blah blah, 6 cash. I ended up going with $260,000. 8 of these waived inspections, blah blah. But again, it doesn't. I got sent it minute 1.
Yep.
There's DJ, thanks so much for the follow. I got instantly,
Mhm.
right? There's a 1% chance that one person beat me
Mhm.
into submitting this again, saying, "Hey, you want dollar for Coke? I will give you dollar for Coca-Cola." Like, no, but here in real estate, man, let's just keep going, right?
Well, see, and I think the problem is, especially right now, is people are used to everybody's going to pay over what you're asking.
Right.
Whereas, when I bought my house, I want to say they were asking like 240.
Sure.
And I ended up offering 232, but they were giving me a bunch of money back. So really they were only getting about 224.
Sure.
And again, that's their option to say yes or no.
Yep.
And of course, the economy's flipped for better or worse, and they're like, well, this is going to net me a windfall. My neighbors, you actually sent them a hey, I want to buy your house thing.
Yeah.
Because at one point they did put the house on the market. They took it off in 2 fucking days.
Right.
Because they listed it for 220. I was going in with an offer of 200.
Right.
They thought they were going to get 320,000.
Mm.
They thought they priced it at a spot where they'd get an extra 100,000 because they found a house they wanted to buy for 300.
Oh,
Motherfucker, your houses aren't worth that just because you think it is.
right.
No.
I think I might be able to get 300 for mine. My house is bigger.
Sure.
And it's got a brand new updated kitchen and porch and bathroom.
Mhm.
You're fucking smoking something.
Thanks so much for all the likes, man. We appreciate
Yeah, I really appreciate it there, bud.
It just, I guess it frustrates me. So that's my tangent. And like,
I get why
if
it's frustrating.
you're nothing
Yeah.
off of a full price cash offer.
Well,
All you have to do is be like, hey, we chose somebody else, right? Like,
I mean, that's kind of the day and age we're in now, though, because I live on subreddits a lot, and
yeah, you do. Jesus, you do.
yeah, you get a lot of them from me.
And my favorite is like David. Okay, here's the fun thing. David and I will come onto here.
Uh-huh.
David will fucking openly admit, man, I send you stuff. I guarantee you don't even fucking read it.
Yep.
I admit, yep, not gonna fucking read that. And then he'll be like, hey, did you fucking read that thing I sent you? Nope. Oh, okay, yeah. Like, well, when you get a second to read it. Nope.
You're just waiting for me to tell you.
Exactly.
How do you want to find a TikTok story?
He even says, "Oh yeah, you're gonna wait for the TikTok story." And I was like, "Yep, once you have it, send it over." And he's like, "I'll fucking let somebody read to me, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking read. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read 7 lines of a description, and I'm just like, oh, I don't even fucking want to read this.
I like reading.
I mean, I'm going to be shown just my age and naivety of
thanks so
social
much.
media in general.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference between a Reddit and a subreddit is.
So Reddit is the actual page. The subreddit is everything that's under that page. So like the personal
That makes
finance
sense.
subreddit
Okay.
that I got
So
kicked
Reddit
out
is
of.
like, I go into like one of the Reddit After Darks, and that's the Reddit, but the subreddit is all the posts within it.
No, the subreddit is Reddit After Dark.
Oh,
new listing.
And then there's posts under that.
So I'm going to offer a cash again on this house over in Allendale. Same fucking price.
Well, and where I was going with that is, a lot of the job subreddits that I'm in, you have some people from HR that are in there going, you know what, you guys are all pissed off about the fact that these jobs ghost you. I just want to tell you as an HR person, we get really annoyed when the job seeker ghosts us because we'll send them a message and then nothing. And I'll tell you, my wife being a business owner, we would set up interviews and people just don't fucking show. Sure. And you try to get a hold of them and then they just don't fucking answer. I think my favorite one was Dawn had posted the job and I think we were hiring at 12 or 13 an hour to start because we want to know, if you're going to work out before we're going to offer you the 15 or 16 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And this guy set up an interview and he no-showed the interview. So Dawn sent him a message and his response back was, you really think somebody wants to work for $12 an hour? Motherfucker, why'd you set up an interview? Right. You set up the fucking interview.
Periods are not an uncommon thing.
Say that again, Mike.
Orientation periods are not an uncommon
No, they're not. And we don't necessarily want to bring somebody in at $15 an hour if they're going to be here for a week and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I mean, it's usually not in a non-professional industry, but again,
oh shit,
you're treating it like it's your baby. This
Right.
business is you and Don's baby.
Yeah, and we want to
Way-
make sure
way
we're getting the
more-
right people.
Yeah. But again, that's very common in any sort of more professional industry, bringing somebody in and basically being like, if you show yourself well in 3 months, you'll get this bump. If you show yourself well 3 months later, you'll get the final bump.
What you got, Nick? You got
At
something?
the same time as sorry, so I'm 51, no retirement. I started my life. I don't really care about that.
Always
So
care
I
about
guess-
that.
What's that?
Always care about that.
No, I trying to figure out the question I want to read, or the question they actually have.
Oh.
Them telling me,
He's trying to get to the meeting today.
it's like them telling me they
I'm
do
just saying,
whatever.
if they're like 51 and when they were younger, they didn't care about saving for retirement. I'm like, always
And that's
care about
that's
that.
the advice that I agree giving, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I just yelled at David.
DJ Chaz here loves your hat and loves what we're talking about.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
David and I had this conversation because I have a niece who, she's 21. I get it, like young. I was a mature 21-year-old, fucking immature as shit. But like, hey, so
Mr. Henderson's called me.
the legend himself. But like, and so man, the younger you are, the better it is, right? Like, save, like really, because we talked about it. Like, Caitlin's a prime example. Caitlin's a prime example of somebody who's got a bunch of medical issues, right? Like, give her the opportunity to let her, self-finance health insurance at 50,
Yeah.
right, is going to be so much more. She's, growing these investments. Sure, she didn't have to let it grow until, but like, so she has a retirement, which she can't touch till later, right?
Right.
But being able to touch all of her other investments that she's doing, I mean, now she's going to be able to live out. You said you've doubled it in this long. That's not normal. That's not going to happen constantly.
Oh.
You're concerned about it. But like, I don't know, getting the ability to, because I don't know what she makes a year. Let's call it $40,000. She already has that. She has 1 year's worth of earnings in an investment, right?
Yeah.
So now every year that we just need to take off. Like, so hey, if I'm 62 and I can retire, now she's 61. And every year we can go lower. And the faster you start saving, the more that compounds the interest and the more it does things.
Well, that's how you need to look at it. If you can start doing this when you're young, it's great. All of our young employees, I beg them to open up a fucking Roth
IRA, yeah.
Just do it, and most of the time they don't, and it frustrates me so much.
Yep.
Well,
Because
even if
again,
you're
I'm not asking you.
Even if you're not going to do a Roth IRA,
Yeah.
and you're just going to send money to your 401k, your 401, 40, whatever you have, 402b or whatever it is, 403b. Like, if you're not going to put the money in there, like if you're already have purchased a condo or a house, put that extra money to pay off that house quicker. Because once you get to that point where you no longer have the mortgage and the only things you have to pay are like taxes on your property.
Well, like, Nick and I were talking before the episode, and I talked about the fact that eventually when my mom does pass, I probably will end up living at the house in Plainwell, which at that point we may end up selling Caitlin's condo. We may sell both fucking places, and Caitlin gets a different place. What do you got, Nick?
No, I have a great one.
Well, even that, depending on where Caitlin wants to work, she could live in the other half of that house.
I mean, she could, yes.
So this person has a great predicament to be in,
okay.
And I want to know how you guys would handle this.
All right.
I financed a car.
Ooh.
I financed a CarMax car.
Was it $55,000
for 20%?
Oh my God,
APR. What do I do now? So you said, "Oh my God, this person." Okay, you have some great friends and family. I'm going to tell you that. So here goes. I've already been laughed at, so I don't need any more of that.
I'm sorry, I need to laugh a little bit.
Here we go. I bought it yesterday,
oh my God.
So I'm still within my 10-day grace period. It's a 2014 Ford Fusion, 2.5 engine, $11,000. Obviously, I need to return it. But what do I do from there? So, congrats on fucking opening your eyes. 20 seconds too late. But let's
at least she can get out of it.
Yeah, let's say I don't know if it's a he or she.
If they're within their grace period, do it.
I have a 668 credit score because I'm only 20. I applied pretty much everywhere for a pre-approval for personal loan and have been rejected. The only place I haven't been rejected was CarMax or Carvana with their insane interest rates.
Yeah.
I really need a car right now. And
Buy a bicycle.
I'm in a place where public transportation isn't possible.
Uh-huh.
The cheapest car I could find don't finance. What do I do? I'm only 20.
I'd be at
you
that
need-
point going and finding like some junkers for, even if you're buying a junker every 6 months.
Yeah,
you're
if you
probably
can,
spending a whole lot less money.
if you can
$11,000.
if you can find a $500 car every 6 months, you're spending $1,000 a year on a car.
Well, you gotta title it and do all that, but
Okay,
Yeah.
but still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
2,000.
Like I said, there's a fee to transfer the license plate between the vehicles and everything, but still.
I mean, that's
Buy a fucking bicycle.
20%. Well,
Pedal your
No,
ass.
no more. You're talking probably no more than $1,500 out of pocket.
so both of you
just
want this
for
person
having
to
the
come up with some cash.
Now, here's a question.
Yep,
So I have an employee.
Mhm.
His name happens to be Nick.
it is.
Nick does not have a driver's license.
Okay.
Has never had a driver's license.
Yep.
Nick has 2 modes of transportation
Yeah, he
that
does.
are not friends. He has a scooter.
Yep.
That is a lot of fun that Nick and I cannot ride because we are over the weight limit.
Yeah.
Fucking
you
sucks.
exceed the maximum capacity.
For that vehicle, yes. And then he has a scooter that he rides, which it's not a motorcycle. It is a scooter.
Yes. He has
But
a
there are a
moped.
lot of those.
He has a
nowadays.
moped that
They
he drives,
travel at a pretty good
and
clip.
he has a stand-up scooter.
Correct.
Right. That's electric.
Yes.
That he also drives.
Correct.
Yes. So when you said scooter twice, but
Yeah.
one is a
you know what I
moped.
meant.
Yep, one is a
Yep.
moped. One
Well,
is a
even
stand-up
then, you
scooter.
could find nowadays like those very small motorbikes that still go at like
Like an electric bike.
35
They're
miles
crazy.
an hour.
Yep. But all right. So
The
what
funny
is your
part is
what?
you can literally just cross through parking lots and people are just like, whatever.
So what do you want this person to do? Give me step by step.
So I guess I obviously have questions, but I'm going to forego all of my questions. If riding a bike is not an option,
Mhm.
then the next option to me is get some type of moped or something.
Okay.
Because it's probably going to still be your cheapest option, and you could probably find a used one for less than $1,000. And if you can't, get one of those scooters like Caitlin has. Caitlin's scooter was $300 new.
I'll say $300. Yep.
I bet you could find one used for 200 maybe ish.
Yep. Let's see. Best Buy's got a bunch of people.
For fuck's sakes, go buy a goddamn Amigo.
Can I write when you talked about their credit score? Unless I misheard it, didn't I hear 668?
Yep.
Correct.
Person has.
I know that's not a great credit score, but that's right in the area of like average.
I'd say this
My
person's.
guess is their income is shit.
Well, the income might be shit.
but
but
this
that's
person
not-
has told me that
For
they've.
somebody that age, that's a good credit. That's a
Yeah,
decent
it's not
credit.
bad for a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, this person says that they've tried everywhere, which I'm not going to lie to you. When people tell me you've tried everywhere, I'm going to say bullshit. Try everywhere. All right. We'll ask
Well,
questions,
that's
but
the
like
problem.
I would
It's
say,
places like CarMax use that to be like, we'll approve you no matter what your credit score or what your
of course.
income is. But that's literally because they want to rake you
Let's
over the
screw you
phone.
over.
to me, step one, let's return this car, get out of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, if you can, first thing, yes.
they have 10 days to do it. So that's our step one, right? So step two, we're gonna order an Uber or your family's. If you have family around or whatever, they'll follow you and you'll get back home
Right.
to get what you need.
Family, friends, a coworker that lived within a few miles. Like I said, ride your bike a few miles to somebody's house that can drive you into work.
They're approved for 11,000, but I don't know what their income is. It doesn't help. Doesn't say anything.
No.
But what I will say is, right, let's go to a local credit union, right? And a local credit union will give you a way better rate than that, right? You could go
Oh, yeah.
refinance that exact same car. And you know what? Car interest rates are actually higher than I think they are.
If a savings account and a small checking account to your credit union, they'll give you much lower interest easily.
Yeah.
And that's right. That's it. Like they'll give it to you, but interest rates are probably. and this is the hard part is you're looking at an older car, which I know they're usually a little harder to finance, but which auto
And you're not
loans.
going to have usually in most cases a warranty, which means pretty much any repairs needed are going to be out of pocket.
Auto loan rates currently are. Anybody have an idea?
5.5, 6.
I say this one says 4.9, 5.2. Yeah, let's go. Let's say this is a Michigan Credit Union 5.5.
Yeah.
So at 660, let's say you're a point above it, you're at 6.5. If we're gonna go still finance an $11,000 car at 6.5, I'm much happier doing that. If you like the car, if it runs, it drives, didn't say anything bad about the car. Just said we're getting ourselves into 20% interest
Yeah,
rate.
no.
Like, let's
Well,
not
that's
do
no
that.
different at this point than what do they call them? Those unprotected or credit cards or whatever that you get for like
Yeah.
$500
Unsecured.
unsecured. Where literally it can be like, we can throw 22, 23% interest at you. But again, when you're new to wanting to have a credit card, that's what you have to do. That's why,
Yeah,
like,
sometimes
having, when those kids get to a certain age, like you've had in your episodes before, saying they may only have $200 or $300 on it, but it's protected by my credit.
right. We got Nick.
You want to do one more? Or
Let's do one more
This one is up my alley.
because you have it.
So this one's up my alley. Bought a home and lost a job.
Ooh.
Hey, I did the same fucking thing when I first started. All right. A young family member recently bought a home in another state. Actually happens to be Michigan.
Oh.
They have been working for the last 4 years. It was a secure job, and they have good credit. Today, the owner fired almost everyone without notice. The mortgage is still brand new. She hasn't even finished moving her stuff in yet. What options do they have to help mitigate this or delay payments? They will start looking for new jobs right away, but moved to the state 4 years ago specifically for this job. There's an edit. Thank you for the replies. They've already been putting out their resume and filed for unemployment claim. Hopefully something in their field comes along. They delay their first payment definitely helps in the case because right when you buy a house, your first payment doesn't come the first month. It comes the month after because they still have to file all the paperwork, do all the things like that. So at least it gives them time to move finishing. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell everybody this, right? To me, this is a very simple because I bought a $50,000, $60,000 first house.
Mhm.
My mortgage payment was $600.
Mhm.
Okay, so when you just ask me, oh, what should I do? Right, the simple answer is go get a fucking job that pays the exact same. That's because that's like me telling you what you've given me for detail, right? This is why I don't read it because I'm like, oh, I need all these details. But okay, what's your mortgage payment? How many bedrooms is this? How many bathrooms? To me, that's where I'm going to start. So I can't afford this mortgage
Nick's
payment.
going to buy that house from you.
Absolutely. What you're going to do is you're going to call Nick Watkins at Nick Watkins LLC, and I'm going to buy your fucking house if you got it for a good enough deal.
And you might even run it back to him.
It's exactly it, right?
And that's why I would never sell my house to you, Nick, because you would never give me what I want.
It's not about giving you what you want. It's about giving you what you need, Mike. And I give people what they need, right?
No.
I give you time.
I don't need what I need. I need what I want.
No. Say we'll fix that. But so but the idea is right. So if I now have just $0 income, right? So they're gonna claim unemployment. I don't know what they were making. Yeah. I have no idea. But unemployment pays $350 a week, right? And you
around that.
So now we're 3, 6, 9, 12. We're $1,400. That's if you take taxes out because that's what I used to. So we're at $1,400. If your payment is within there, great, we've made it. So we're gonna make our payment. Now, if we lost our job and we can't have anything else, now we're moving in a fucking tenant, right? We're gonna keep this house and it's gonna become a rental. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it up for sale right away, right? I'm gonna make sure I make my payments, do everything I possibly can. That way I don't get foreclosure. But I'm putting it back up for sale, right? You bought it, somebody else will buy it. So take the hit.
Their situation is guaranteed unemployment because, like I said, they didn't do anything wrong. Their employer literally just said, either I'm closing or I'm really scaling down what I'm doing, and you're all out of a job. Like,
Yeah, they
there's
should have no issue getting unemployment.
unemployment is not. They're not going to question that, especially in the state of Michigan.
It's not like they went to their boss and said, "Your son said I have." My son said I can't quit. You have to fire me.
Yeah.
My son said,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is that what your mom?
Yeah.
Nice.
She got unemployment, but they fought it, and their justification was she came to us and said, "My son said I can't quit. You have to fire me."
Why
And I
would
went,
she
"How come
just
you
say
didn't tell me
I'm
that
like,
part of the story?" What,
how
Mike?
does she say that? How do you not say, I'm not going to quit. You're going to have to fire me.
I can't answer these things.
Because that makes that's a way different thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still here. I'm doing my job. If you don't want me here anymore, you're going to have to fire me.
Right.
Nobody has asked any financial questions about this house or done anything, right? So somebody,
You should.
of course, was instantly, oh, this is what emergency funds are for. No shit, asshat. You know what? Like, why don't I like this? It's not. I'm very much about people's opinions. I believe you're entitled to it. I believe you're allowed to share it.
Mhm.
But here's my thing. If you're not part of the solution,
You're part of the
you're
problem.
part of the fucking problem. And like
No.
saying stupid
If you're
shit.
not part of the solution, you're part of the precipitate.
Right.
You don't need to state the obvious.
Right, like there's right. This is why you should have done everything right way before. Fuck off. Like, plain and simple, we're not at that point, right? You can go ahead and teach and preach to everybody and hope that nobody else gets in this situation. But otherwise, let's move forward and figure out with what we have on hand. Like, I am a very situational person. This is where we are. This is where we have. This is where we need to be. Plain and simple. Like, it bothers me. Contact the lender and often hardship exemptions. Excellent. That's a great advice,
Yep.
right? She should have her savings to make the mortgage payment till they find a new job.
Maybe she doesn't have fucking savings. And why do you assume that she does?
So how do you fucking not know how much money they put for a down payment and shit?
Well,
Like,
you even
fuck
it
this
sounded
person.
like early in the post, they mentioned that it seemed like it was a pretty secure job. That's why they relocated in the first place.
Use a food bank. It'll help bridge the gap so that way you can have the money for the mortgage payment. Absolutely. That's great advice, right? Yeah. So yes, we're not eating crazy.
And
could
if
you help them?
out to your mortgage holder, like they may be willing, like exactly like you said, decrease payments so you can, throw a couple payments off and maybe you pay a little longer at the end.
Well, and I think, for me, if I want to stay here, if I'm doing whatever, I'm going to find a renter, rent it out until I can get my house, go from there. Until I can get a job and then figure out what I need. If I'm going to move back to a different state, do whatever, that's fine. Also, I'm just going to put the house up for sale, right? Because again, so now we've lost, let's call it 10%, right? Because you're going to pay closing cost again, you're going to pay realtor fees again, you're going to pay whatever, right? Honestly, I'm going back to my real estate agent and saying, hey, I just paid you on the buy side. I'm going to need you to do this for real cheap.
Yeah.
And go, hey, can you please help me? And they're a good human's going to say, okay. Like, if not, you have a really shitty agent. And this is where you should have gotten a better agent in the first place.
Like maybe you find a job in 2.5 months if you're lucky. Putting it on the market doesn't mean you have to necessarily take the first couple of offers that you get thrown at. Because of the first few offers are probably going to be lower than what you owe on it with the interest that's on your, mortgage and everything.
Well, I very much like
Gives
numbers.
you that out if you don't find that job in the first few months or whatever.
Well, I like numbers, and Nick can see my computer screen, so I'm not going to ask him these numbers, but it plays into the don't say stupid shit.
Yeah.
So you should just use your emergency fund.
Yep.
Mike, so I'm going to ask you, what percentage of Americans have no emergency savings?
75.
Actually, much lower than that. It's 24%. So 1 in 4 people do not have any emergency savings.
I mean, that's better than I thought.
That's way better than I thought, to be honest with you.
Way higher.
What percentage of Americans do not have an emergency fund, which is different? This is not emergency savings. This is an emergency fund where you have X number of months. Mike,
Okay, that's I think the difference where I was thinking. Now I'll go up to 75.
are you looking at my screen? You want to?
No, you said I see your screen, so I wanted to not because I wanted to be
You
interested.
want to guess?
So the first one was how much?
24.
24, and this one's a savings. So I'm gonna be with Mike. I'm gonna go with like 60.
So 42% do not have an emergency fund,
Okay.
which is almost half.
Yeah.
What happened to the point where my emergency fund's almost gone?
Yeah. This one shocks me that it's not much higher.
Okay.
How many Americans cannot afford an emergency expense of at least $400?
Oh, see, I always heard it as 1,000.
It's 400.
400.
400
one-
per month. That's a 400 per month.
No, this is just an emergency
Emergency.
expense.
So if your dog gets sick,
Your brakes went out.
Yeah.
Something.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
go.
much higher, so I'd have to say around 50.
So I was gonna go 60 again. Yeah, like 65.
37.
Oh shit.
See, I expected that to be much higher.
Well, because I guess mine was 1,000,
Yeah.
so I should have gone low because it was only 400. Because I said I've
Even
always heard it as
before I had
1,000.
an actual emergency savings, I always had easily 1,000. That yes, like if something came up, I felt I could drop 1,000 and not eat into what I had as my savings.
Out of all U.S. adults, what percentage do you think do not have a retirement savings account?
Ooh, see, this one's gonna piss me off. I want to say of all.
I mean, it
adults-
literally should be
adult
like
is 18.
5% because
18.
if you have
I'm
a
going-
checking account, you should have a savings account.
Well, this is
You put
retirement.
very little in the savings account.
This is for retirement.
savings for retirement.
I want it to be.
God, I still want to. Well, I don't know. We had
I want
Mikey.
it to be. I want it to be none, but I'm going to go with what I want. I'm going to go with 15%.
Okay, Mike?
Go slightly higher. I'm going to say 20.
40. 40%
Of people don't have
do
retirement.
not have a retirement savings account. Out of non-retired adults who have no retirement savings, what percentage?
Out of
Non-retired adults that have no retirement savings.
okay,
So they got nothing.
still working and have nothing. I'm going to go. Well, because we're at 40. Because wait, so 40% of adults don't have. Okay, so I'm gonna.
Which would also include retirees.
Right.
That's any adult.
Oh, okay.
This
So that
is
means your
non-retirees.
percentage- Your
I
percentage-
guess it has to be lower, so I'm gonna go 25.
I guess that would work. I'm trying to think. Yeah, you're right. I would go lower. 32.
28.
Okay, that was close. Like so that means 12% of people who are of retirement age have no money.
There was a 2025 survey done by FINRA.
Okay.
How many people surveyed of non-retired Americans did they find do not have a retirement account?
One more time, I'm so sorry.
So a survey was done by FINRA
Yep.
in 2025.
Okay.
What percentage of those surveyed do not have a retirement account?
Well, I guess we'll go back to that 40%, right? Or yeah, 40% is what I'm gonna say.
Mike?
I'll go by saying like 32.
43%.
40. So it got worse.
So 2 and 5.
Yeah, that's
2 and 5, a little more than 2 and 5 do not have retirement savings. Quickly, Nick always says you are
the average of the 5 people you associate with.
correct. So, Mike, think of the 5 people you associate with the most.
I
How
mean,
many
nowadays, it's the two of you and, at this point, either people I know through apoptosis or people I work with.
How many of them have a retirement account?
I mean, they would all have some sort of something.
How many of them know what they're doing with it?
I would definitely say the two of you know what you're doing with it.
Okay.
So half of you or a quarter of you would, or two,
So 40%.
know what you're doing with it. I would even go one of them probably would, even if I hadn't talked to him about it.
So somewhere between 40 and 60%.
Yeah.
Nick, how many?
People know what they're doing.
The 5 people you associate with the most.
Do they have one?
Yes. A, do they have one? You think all 5?
No. I know one doesn't.
Okay.
I know one does. I know.
I mean, we stopped
Right.
associating
Am I-
with
am
the
I-
one that we
sorry.
didn't.
You, yes, sure. But like I'm not gonna use you, right? Like yeah, like honestly, I would say an actual account setup, I'm gonna say 60% of my friends
Okay, so 3 out of 5.
have an account because they're still working normal jobs.
Yep.
They're the ones, let's call them business owners of some sort.
How many of those know what to do with it?
I would say like you're
You
the
can
outlier.
take me out.
But I would say nobody actually is actively doing anything with theirs.
They just pick an account like they. So
My company said I get to match 3%.
Yeah.
They throw 3% and they just say, okay, I have a 401k. They can tell you that's as far as they can go. I have a 401k. Oh, great.
This
What are
is
you
what
invested in?
this is what most retirement accounts do that go through a business. They offer an account based on when you're going to retire.
Right.
So, like when I initially got my 401k before it became a 403b, they were like, "Well, what year do you expect to retire?" And I went, "I don't think I'll ever have enough money to retire because at that time I was very young and didn't figure I'd ever have any." And they're like, "Well, let's put I'm just going to pick a number. Let's put 2050. You're going to retire in 2050 because at that point, you're 60 some odd years old." I'm like, "All right." And you just put all your money in that one account and it's based, its aggressiveness is based on that actual fund. You never have to change it because it's estimating you will retire that year.
Yep.
That's what 99% of the people do.
Yep. That's what I do.
I don't.
No, I know. You're more active.
I'm very active.
This is what makes us such different investors, right? Like we talked about it today, like, because you're like, oh, hey, what do I do with this? And I'm like, I'm just letting it, setting it, forgetting it, and it's going to grow for the next X amount of years, right?
Yeah, but the
I keep
difference
funding
is for
it.
you, Nick, it's not all in just one account. You've got it in different things.
I have so many different investments for retirement.
Exactly, and you own all
this
these
one's
houses
aggressive,
that if
this
you
one's
literally
not.
wanted to retire in 5 years, you would just sell off 75% of your properties and have a few handful of properties that would just help you keep your yearly income, which you wanted it to be.
Well, and for full disclosure here, I don't question what to do with any of my accounts. I question what to do with one of my daughter's accounts because one of her accounts is heavily invested in Ally, and it's an account that she has bought. I have bought specific stocks in for her. We're going to say 30, 35-ish companies that she is invested in. If shit goes sideways, it's sitting at like $43,000 right now.
Yeah.
So she could lose money.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that concerns me. So looking at the account the other day, and I sent Nick a message, and I'm like, thoughts? And you're like, well, if it was me, I'd just ride it out, which I can't disagree with. Because as you said, she's 30 years old. She's not going to need to touch this money for at least 20 years. So if everything crashes tomorrow, unless these companies go away, she's got a lot of time to make that money back.
Well, and that's I know that you have one that I've never heard of, I think, for an investment that's done really well.
Broadcom.
Sure. I would be doing so much research and seeing where they're going, right? Like, hey, do they have a chance to divide? Are they going to get bought? Are they going to do something? And so my research would be doing, like,
I've done a decent amount of research on them.
Yeah. But you're saying, hey, like, if they're not going to be, but if you told me, hey, they're invested in Disney and fucking Nike, I'm not touching that money. It's going to go lower. It's going to lose 20%, but it's also going to go back up, right? Like,
let's say
I'm going to Warren Buffett that shit.
Let's say, and I can't remember specifically, but I believe they make chipsets for Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not overly
going out of business unless they're in a country where the tariffs are going to explode.
Right. And even then, I mean, they might not be selling as much here.
Knock on wood, tariffs should eventually go away. Should. Well, and again, they affect things here. They're launching a new networking chip in a battle with NVIDIA.
So I mean, they're a rival to Nvidia.
So right, I mean, there you go. So if you're telling me this is where you need to figure out what your risk wants to be. They're going to come out with they're trying to put out a chip. Now that chip has two ways to go, right? It succeeds or it fails.
Yep.
This company goes, okay, hey, we're going to try again, but like, really, I mean, if it hits, you've made money. If it doesn't, you've lost some. But like, if you're not comfortable with taking that risk on if they're smart enough to be good enough to get to where you want to be, yeah,
Then I should dump it.
dump it and go into a safer one.
Right.
Go, hey, I'm going to Disney. I'm going to
Apple.
Apple Pay. Use their parent company, right? Go to Apple because Apple can buy new chips from anywhere, right? They can't buy, this company can't give to more Apples, right? If that makes sense. So, that's how I look at it. I'm not individual. I never individual stock buy anymore, right? I day traded. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Like you're holding
I
an
buy and
individual
hold.
stock for a very long time. I am not Warren Buffett. You're doing Warren Buffett, but like now you're thinking, hey, I shouldn't be Warren Buffett. But like also Warren Buffett went and just bought the whole fucking business.
Well, and again, when I look at it, if it was just my money,
yeah,
even at 48, I'm riding it out. I'm not worried.
Sure.
But I want to make sure my daughter's well covered, you know what I mean? And yes, she has a retirement account through work now. And yes, she has IRAs because I started those for her.
Yeah.
But this is the bulk of her investable money.
But take out where your comfortability. Okay, so how much did you originally buy in for?
21,000.
21,000. Okay, so take out your profits, put those into safe and secure.
Yeah, I could do that.
And then now we have our same investment, right? And so just move it into something more safe and secure. Like, but
see, I have major FOMO with it though.
yeah, of course you do.
Because my fear of missing out is
hence the reason you shouldn't day trade.
I bought her that Broadcom. I'm going to look it up because I don't want to play with, fake numbers. I want real fucking numbers here.
Real numbers.
So you talk for a minute while I'm logging in.
So right, I guess that's how I look at it. Is look, I can cut my opportunity cost, right? I mean, so I can't say opportunity cost, but if I want to be an investor, do I want to be fully invested in this company that's made me a shit ton of money? Or you say, hey, I think they've run their course. Now I'm going to take my money. I'm still believing in you. I'm just not believing in you 110%, right? Like, do you set stop losses? Do you know on your stuff?
Sometimes I do.
Well, then do that, right?
And that's probably something I should look into do just in case they start going down.
Yeah.
So
we're going to talk about on another episode we're going to do dividend stocks, right?
Yeah.
It's I told you I said I want to start buying stocks because I'm gonna buy some dividend stocks. Like I'm running into a great spot in my life where I'm getting a little cash heavy, and so I'm starting to invest that cash and just stupider things, right? Like,
so I bought this stock first.
Yep.
In September of 2020.
Okay.
I bought 5 shares at $350 a piece.
Perfect.
Okay. I want to say a year ago in the summer.
Yep.
I could be wrong on my timeline. They decided to do a stock split.
Yep.
So 1 share became 10.
That's
so
huge.
Instead of and of course it's a dividend payer, so she had more than 5, but it was percentages more.
Sure.
So now she went from, I want to say
5 to 50.
Well, she actually went from like 5 to 54.
Sure.
Or 55, somewhere in there. And again, the price stayed the same, except because it was, more stock worth of it.
Yep.
Her gains just fucking shot up. So it might have been worth $700 a share at the time.
Okay.
So of course now you half that by 10 because 10 is now 1.
Yep.
So instead it's worth like $70. Well, currently sitting, it's like worth $320 again.
So it rose all the way back to where it was.
To where it was when it was worth a tenth, of a share.
Well, and you hope they're doing another stock split soon.
Right. I mean, if they do, I'm absolutely loving it because right now in that stock, the 350 times 5 is, let's say, $1,600.
Yeah.
$1,700.
Yeah.
Like 1650.
Okay, so
1750.
1750. Yeah, I was right.
So do me some quick math.
Yes.
19,800
Okay.
minus 1,750.
$18,050.
She's made off that stock.
That's huge,
That's great.
right? I mean, that's 18,000. Like, so I mean, if you're asking me, go back to your 54, right? Also, if it stock splits, I'm buying so much more.
Oh, I did that. When it stock split, I put more money into it.
There you go. Yeah, see. I just buy more. Like,
Yeah.
I love stock. Gentex, when it stock split, I used to just go, again, I was day trading.
Yeah.
Just day say, because, so with me, there's a blackout period, right? Because we used to get bonuses. I
Yeah.
could not do anything, but I'd get our news. I'd go, okay, I understand what the hell's happening here. See ya, let's go, right? I mean,
Right.
they'd block us out, and then it would open up, and here I am. I always buy right before we had our bonus meeting.
Right.
Because 10 years, my lowest bonus, I think, was 22%. My highest was, 27. Like, of course I'm buying my stock, right?
What's a bonus?
Exactly. I wouldn't know anymore. Fuck, nobody pays me that.
I don't know either.
So, all right, let's wrap some things up here. As always, guys, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you listening. Mike, the eye candy, thanks so much for joining us. So I have to go get some Tums in my belly. My belly's a little on fire right now.
We hope to be back next week. Nick and I'll figure that shit out.
Yeah. So if you're local, come to the downtown market in Granville on Thursday. We're going to be selling some 3D printed stuff.
And we're gonna have swag. So ask us for some Bucks and Brews swag.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll talk to you again very, very soon.
You've dialed in.
To Box and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the brews.
And they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and Brews.